Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our daily gratitude call. Looking forward to what we get to discover today in our private meditation. I'm going to set the timer for 90 seconds. We're going to do a silent private meditation on gratitude for childlike faith. And I'm just going to leave it at that. As I know each one of us has something different that's going to come to us individually. I have childlike faith that you are going to get exactly what you need with that. So 90 seconds, private silent meditation, gratitude for childlike faith. Just write down whatever comes to you. Begin. All right. This has been such an awesome morning for me. I started my daily GPS about an hour before our call started and got some really great new insights and about how I think that I am totally giving things to God, but really I keep checking in on it. And so I'm really grateful for this 90-second meditation this morning, because I really saw that it's more than just like letting go and giving it to God. It's totally focusing on something else entirely and knowing that that is no longer my responsibility. It never was my responsibility. And I thought of my daughter. She's 27 now, but I remember when she was little, she would just go, 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 and then she would fall asleep. And then she would go, 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 and then fall asleep. She was like, of all my kids, the most important thing in the world to her was to play. And she just fully experienced life on the physical level, on the emotional level, on the spiritual level, everything. I mean, everything was focused on play. And I remember one time finding her asleep. She had her blanket with her and she was asleep on the stairs. She had gotten halfway up the stairs and it was time to go to sleep. And so she just fell asleep right there. And that is the kind of childlike faith that I'm hoping to be able to step into. That I have so much faith that I can fall asleep on the stairs and nobody's going to step on me. Not even to think, oh, I better go this, extra 20 steps to get to my bed before I can't go to sleep unless I'm in my bed. Baloney. I can go to sleep on the stairs. If I'm tired, I'm going to go to sleep. And I just am so grateful for the examples of little children and the faith that they have in their parents. They believe that their parents are gods, that they can do anything. And if something happens and it didn't work out exactly the way that they thought it was going to work out, it's like, I'm going to go out and play, It's like no big deal. They don't feel like they have to go back and figure out why it didn't work, ask questions about, what's the science behind why this, I thought it was going to be this way and it wasn't this way. And it's like, just believe that it's all good, trust God, and move on. I'm super excited for what I've been learning today. Who else has something they'd like to share?
This is Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Today was like a little bit of a tough day for me. And I'm trying to find the gratitude in the lesson of going through the hard time. And I was talking to a lady at a spa place, and it says, it's one of the two words she says, no matter what you go through, it's gonna be okay. And I've been using that word to really help me. It's gonna be okay. She's like a 75-year-old woman. She's been through a lot of stuff, so it's gonna be okay.
Thank you. I love that. Childlike faith. It's gonna be okay. Who else?
I'll share.
Thanks, Tammy.
So, right now, for part of my business, I am, Heavenly Father has been teaching me a process, where it's more, so I'm a massage therapist, but like this process is more energy type work with people. And, it's a process where I invite Christ into the massage, and he is the one facilitating healing within people and through me. And I've been, over the past couple months, I've been experimenting with doing this process with myself and with my kids. And one of my daughters got really injured a couple days ago. She was riding her bike, and we have an electric fence, and it's not turned on, but some of the wires that you can unhook and hook if you want. And my son had hooked them up, and my daughter didn't see them, and so she ran right into it and got flipped off her bike. The wire hit into her neck and bruised and hurt her neck really bad. And anyways, I was doing this process with her yesterday, and as soon as I finished, her neck was completely better, completely. And so as we're focusing on childlike faith, that's the first thing that came to me, and just knowing, an absolute knowing that that God is always there, and that he always fulfills his promises.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. What a powerful testament of childlike faith, not only for your daughter to have the childlike faith that comes so much easier to them, but for you to have that childlike faith that your process would facilitate that healing, that you, being the hands of Christ, would facilitate that healing. Thank you. Tammy, I know that this is something that you're developing, and that very soon you're going to be wanting to have people to sort of practice on. I want to give you permission to post that in the Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude, your contact information, and have others be able to, people in that group to be able to help you practice that and perfect your process.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Who else has something they would like to share?
I would like to. Yesterday, I was in a place of fight or flight, and I was really having a hard time bringing myself back into the present. And as I listened to the call again and just went through everything that we did yesterday, I gained so much more out of it. And I know it is through, like you were talking about, just letting go and not worrying about everything else. And when I can go in that place, even when there's all this stuff happening, that I can exercise that childlike faith and I can receive that peace that God really is in charge and everything's going to be fine. All I need to do is, just like we talk every day, all I need to do is my daily step, and he will take care of me.
Beautiful. That's such a free feeling, isn't it? To have that faith that God's in charge. All I got to do is this one thing. That's so
Yes.
freeing. Thank you. Any other thoughts?
I could share.
Thanks, Sean.
I just think of like childhood's faith in creating, where there's nothing really gets in the way. You just kind of do it. Like you're not trying to figure things out. You're not trying to have everything in place. It's just go and create, and knowing that, or maybe not knowing, is almost the blessing of just being able to dive in and figure it out.
Beautiful. I had sort of a vision in my daily GPS just a few days ago that I feel like really applies here too. I saw myself kind of presenting what I've been creating on the altar and saying, please, God, use this for good. And the vision that I had was this little stick figure that looked like a child had created it. And it was the best that I could do. It was like this little child handing something to, a scribbled picture, and it's the masterpiece, it's the best that child could do. And they're super, super proud of it. It's like, let's put this up on the fridge. And that's the way that I felt when I was handing it over to God. And at first I felt a little bit ashamed of how rough and childlike it was. But then I saw Christ actually pick it up off the altar and take it to God. And when he handed it to God, it was this beautifully, like, flawless creation. And it's like the vision that I had was like, as I was putting it on the altar in the old, law of Moses, there was sacrificing animals. So I saw myself like putting this lamb on the altar, and it was just this little stick figure. And then when Christ handed it, took it to God, it was, I have a picture, a painting that I'm very familiar with, that is Christ holding a lamb. And that's what it looked like. It was a perfect, without blemish, fully formed, complete, perfect lamb that he was taking to God. And I realized that my part is so small, and it's just doing my best. And it's totally a masterpiece when Christ puts his hands on it. Any last thoughts before we move to our permission process?
I just had one more thought.
Okay, thanks.
That what you just shared is beautiful, and how we see in our adult eyes the mess that we create, or how lacking, but he sees he sees us in perfection and greatness in our highest and best selves, and how when we can look at ourselves through his eyes, how much more we see, and how much more we see in others and in our family and the people that we come in contact with, and how much more effective we can be in doing his work.
Beautiful.
And I'm
Thank
grateful
you.
for your gifts.
Thank you. Wow, so true. How much more effective we can be when we see ourselves through Christ's eyes. It's awesome. Let's go ahead and just take a deep breath and just feel the love that is that's been created here. The gratitude for who we are, the gratitude for Christ as our brother, and for God as our Father, and just the gratitude that we have that their role in our lives, and how important it is and how powerful it is that we can just do our part, a small little part, and that they can create a perfect representation of, it can perfect whatever it is that we create. I invite you to take another deep breath. And I know that there is something that you have been creating, you've been manifesting a goal or a business or whatever it is that you've been trying to perfect yourself. And I invite you to be aware of all that you have done, all that has been prepared, all that has been created so far, with you as kind of the soul or the main creator. And see yourself taking that, what you have created so far, taking that and placing it on the altar, and just stepping back and watching in childlike wonder, complete faith, not having to understand it, but just knowing that it's going to happen. Watch as Christ picks it up and takes it to the Father, and in the process that it becomes perfected. And just as you were able to see it as a child, seeing his masterpiece, that it's so awesome and great and perfect, that now it stands before you and you're able to see it with your own eyes perfected. And the first question I have for you is, what is the limiting belief that is showing up for you about allowing this process to just be, trusting and having faith that this process happens, not fully understanding it, but know that this is the way things are. And it's the way it is. All I have to do is just do my part, my best, and give it to Christ as my advocate, as my author and finisher, to take it to the Father as a masterpiece. What's your limiting belief? And what's the cost of that limiting belief? What's the cost to you? What's the cost to Christ and his ability to work miracles in your life? What is the cost to God of all the blessings that he can shower upon you? What's the cost to all the people around you, your family, those people that you can touch when you have this limiting belief in your life? And if you don't like that cost, if you're ready to let go of it, then you can totally give yourself permission to do that by saying yes.
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 Awesome. And then what are the new beliefs? What new beliefs, 2 or 3 new beliefs that are going to take the place of that old limiting belief that will empower you and get you into that space of childlike faith to be able to take what you have created so far, no matter how crude or raw or unfinished it looks to you, that you're able to take that and place it on the altar and allow Christ to pick it up and to finish it for you and present it to God whole and perfect. What new beliefs will empower you and give you courage and faith to do that? And as you're getting clear with those new beliefs, I invite you to really bring those new beliefs into your understanding, that instead of having this adult mind, that these new beliefs actually take you back to childhood, and you allow yourself to remember what it was like to just the only responsibility you had was to create, to have fun, to be free. And all of your physical needs were taken care of. At one point, even your diaper was changed for you. That all of your physical needs are taken care of. And the only thing that is required of you is to have fun. Just to be. Just to do what you want to do and enjoy life. Experience what the world has to offer to its fullest. Tasting, smelling, experiencing to the fullest everything that life has to offer. Choosing every day where you get to spend your time doing the things only that you love. Allow those new beliefs to take you back to being a child. And then as a child, what is the one most important thing that you could do today that would allow you to really anchor in this idea of the power of being a child, the power of only focusing on the things that you love, of living life to the fullest, experiencing your world in a way that only a child can, and knowing that all of the physical needs are taken care of. And that whatever you're creating, your mud pie that you're creating, is actually the most aromatic and tasty pie that anybody has ever experienced. Because with Christ, it can really be that complete and finished and perfect. In a moment, I'm going to open it up for some shares. I want to offer to meet with any of you if you're listening to this call. Would love to connect with you if you're having some struggles in this area or would like to know what your next step is. And all you have to do is just go to askwylene.com. That will take you directly to my calendar, and you can schedule a 15-minute call with me. Askwylene.com. It's a free call, and I would love to. I'd love to play with you. I'd love to have that childlike experience. Who has something that they would like to share about their experience today?
This is Rachel. I'll share.
Thanks, Rachel.
I just realized the things that I've been creating is the thing I was focusing on, I don't have any other place than to put it on the altar. I feel like I've tried everything. I've done all I can in my heart and mind and spirit and body, and I'm sure I'm capable of more, but as of right now, I only see myself placing it on the altar of God and having faith in His ability to make it beautiful the way it is meant to be. So thank you for this confirmation for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel. Who else would like to share? Time for maybe one more.
I just saw it as we were going through that visualization. I just saw this lopsided, pitiful, I don't even know what it was. And then as Christ took it to the Father, this beautiful, beautiful, huge arrangement of plants and flowers that was just thriving. And I don't know why it was plants, but that's what I saw. And I'm so thankful for this call and for the visualizations and the understanding that comes through these processes.
Thank you. Tyree, I know that you have a gift with medicinal herbal remedies. And so I'm not surprised that it's plants. And I'm excited for you to be able to do your own, continue with this personal meditation throughout your daily GPS over the next few days and see what else you can learn about what that means to you. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate all that has been shared. I encourage you to go to our Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude, share any thoughts that you have there, additional thoughts that maybe come to you throughout the day because of this visualization today and this what has been created here. I'm excited for what your life will bring to you as you step more fully into being childlike. I know in the scriptures, it talks about that you have to become as a little child to be able to enter into the presence of God. And I feel like this has definitely given us a tangible vision to be able to hold on to of how we can do that. And super excited for what we get to create now that we can let go and to step fully, back into that childlike faith and letting Christ and our Heavenly Father improve our creations. It's just a powerful, it's the only way as far as I can see and as far as I want to believe. It's the simplest way. God is always simple. It gives us the most freedom. It's the most fun. I mean, there's just like nothing negative or hard about it when you step into this childlike faith and create as I believe that it was intended to be all along. Thank you for being on our call today, for all of your shares. I encourage you to share these calls with anybody that you're inspired to, and invite people to come and join us on our gratitude call. We have room for more. We always have room for more people. So love you guys, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, 7 a.m. Mountain Time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. We'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.